Alright friends, don't do what I did. So basically what happened, I swapped the plugs on the Lee outlet, on the output, and I think it fried the Commander Pro. Don't know why that would be, because it's the one that's working currently in this LED setup is the 5-volt output that's supposed to go to the motherboard, and I had swapped it to the non 5-volt output, so I have no idea what short circuited there, but it did. So here we are, a little worse for the wear, quite a bit annoyed, and ready to finish this off. Just gonna try to leave everything as plugged in as possible and clean this up as much as we can from this angle. But basically all that needs to happen here is for us to plug in this Commander Core XT. Get a standing desk. And then plug in all the fans that were plugged into the Commander Pro. So I swapped the Commander Core XT for a couple of reasons. Number one, there are no Commander Pros to be purchased. Number two, I just wasn't using the temperature sensors, so I have no need for the temperature sensors. The XT has 2 temp sensors if I still want to use those, so like nominally for your GPU and your CPU. But I don't really need to use those anyway. The onboard sensors are more accurate and more helpful anyway, so yeah, that's good. I mean, like, testing ambient temperature can be helpful if I was doing like test benches and stuff like that, but I'm not doing that right now. Maybe at some future date. So we still have that option. But yeah, you can't get the Commander Pros anywhere. And more importantly, and I just didn't really grasp this when I got the Commander Pro, but I got tired of having to plug things into 2 different places. It's very frustrating to have to use 2 different plugs. Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. I think what we'll do here is go ahead and get this seated first. I don't want this. I'm not touching the motherboard. And the mat itself is grounded, so like as long as I like touch it frequently, it should be okay. It's like an ESD bag. I'd be so worried about the sensitivity of this product. Okay, so I also went for a direct connection here for the CPU. It was going through the Commander Pro, and there were 2 things plugged in. So this is for the CPU cooler, and then we had the other fan controller that was mounted right here, which no longer needs to be there. So I'm actually going to be able to put this Lee controller up right here, which will be nice. That is no longer necessary. So what instead, I just went ahead and plugged that in, and then this will go directly onto the motherboard. So we do have an extra plug into the motherboard that we didn't have to have before. That's fine. I don't know why this has 2. Strange. Guess you could plug it into a Commander Pro if you wanted to. Just Corsair makes this all so complicated. Turn your computer off. Connect fans to Commander Core XT. Connect the Commander Core XT to USB 2.0 header and power. Connect optional accessories. like I feel like the USB 2.0 plug would be more helpful if I could plug in the CPU cooler. Like, you know that's coming. I don't know why that's not an option. Somewhat frustrating. Let's do this front side first. I hate doing it the most, so let's get it over with. Just like, and I plug the first one in, but it does say accessories under the end one, so just go ahead and cable manage that down. There are no winners today. Now to SATA power. We can go like this. What is this one? RGB? Yeah, these RGB ones are like all up in my grill. I'm just gonna get the stickers on the back side. And I think I want these cords coming out over here. This will allow me to tighten these down a little bit better. Like up over here. No. The fan, all the fan plugs are on the top and all the RGB is on the bottom. So I guess we'll do that. Not what my preference was, but it does make the SATA connection closer. Tools. Oh, come on. Is it called trash? I want trash. I keep thinking I'm almost to the end with this build, and then having just one more thing. It's really getting agitating, if I'm being honest. I don't love it. Okay, fans. Now the order is not great. Honestly, part of me just wants to like install it and then figure it out from there. So it goes from bottom up in the front. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's RGB for that one. This bad little boy is number 1. Number 3. So like 1, 3. This one goes for a rear one, so that's 4. This is 5. Just leave it dangling, which makes this by default number 2. Oh, come on, man. know it's the right way to go because I can see it slotting in. Just please go in. This is not how I want my morning to go. Thank you. Oh, I lost one. Okay, this is 3, that's 4, the bottom one's 5, so. I don't think it matters to the fans in IQ. I mean, only if you want to be able to quickly diagnose an airflow issue. But from what I can tell, it doesn't sound like really smart, controlled in terms of like, oh yeah, that should definitely go there. Oh, that went in too far. It's not how you want that to go. It does appear plugged in, but the pin module got recessed in there. You don't want to push these too hard because you don't want to like jam them in just like that. You can see it like moving down. Which means it's not seated on the backside correctly. Okay, I just want to make sure this works and then we'll figure out from there. So the trick is to go to the one that is motherboard controlled. So the middle one on the Lian Li controller. So in case you're wondering, that's what you're going for. Let's go ahead and swap this off. Oh, these are plugged in with power, but the USB connection is off. That's all. Why are these still working? It's a little creepy. This goes in on the RGB header, snapped in. That's just with that little adapter that I got. Works quite well. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, and then with these ones, since we already have it close to where we want it, we're just going to go ahead and take these and plug them in as we find them. These, this side, like the RGB ones are so much easier to plug in than the PWM control. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. This is gross and messy. Get it moving in, it's the wrong one. Come on. Holy crap, Alimi, Batman. It's all twisted. I'm just trying to untwist it. Okay, this is the bottom, which makes it number 5. You have to make sure to line these all up in order. You can't skip around, so even though you know it's last, you can't just like go last first. Even though you may feel like that's a lot easier. So just count what number, how many fans you have, and then you'll. Okay, this is number 3. Now that's the fan control. I think by default this is number 2, but I just, want to be sure. Plugged in. Plugged in. I know there's something I'm forgetting. SATA power. We just want to have this on like the most open one. There's one further tucked in. Now we'll go for the one that's like at the back, just in case we have some other SATA module we want to plug in later on. But we saved a SATA plug here. The reason why we were using 4, now we're only using 3, is purely because we used to have a module right here to connect all the RGB to, and now with the Commander Core XT, we don't need to do that. So I know I don't need this white plug for this. Go ahead and set that in our box. And then we'll just I will do all this cable management later after I verify that everything is working correctly. My goal right now is to just get everything in here. Ish. Okay. Let's give it the old college try. Okay, powering on. We have moving fans, RGB. I just like having that double header on that USB, but the other one does as well, so it has like technically matchy in a weird and twisted kind of way. I'm putting this panel on in large part because I just don't want to it is pulling air through here and I don't want something being sucked in and murdering my computer. That would be uncool. Yeah, I just like uncool things. All right, so all the fans are on. Streamers are not working right now. Try to get you guys at least a little bit of an angle. It's hard to do with the cabling and the case, how it is. Moment of truth. See if we can get Christmas colors up in here. Okay, so what you need to do is come to device settings now. 3-pin lighting effects, lighting setup. Okay, so what you need to do is come in here and you can do setup wizard, or you can just go for RGB LED strip. I've measured this out, there are 2 of them. And we are golden, although it's not showing the whole way up the strip. It should be giving me an option to choose the length. Let's see what happens if I choose like 3 or 4. It was detecting 4. Okay, so I think it is just how Lian Li has configured it are like 2 end to end. So go ahead and do that. You can do the setup wizard here as well. Next. I originally had these as like external RGB LED strips. They do have diffusers on them, so they're a little bit more similar to that. Here you go. Okay, yeah, so we have 2 250mm strips. They're technically 200mm, but this gives it sufficient input to power the whole thing. And it makes it so they're distinct entities. And I don't know which one is which. So, yep, we're getting coloration throughout the entire cable. The other fans are working. Christmas colors are a go. Woo, that was stressful. Variety of ways. Yeah, just gonna have to do some cable managing here. I'll do that later on. Probably won't film a video about it. You guys have already seen cable management get done. that finishes up the build. Finally, holy cow, has it been an endeavor. But we are now done. Just gotta, like I said, tighten everything down a little bit, clean it up. I'm probably do like a 30-second short just to show you guys what it looks like in the end, but not gonna bore you with the gross details of my lackluster cable management. I also want to point out, Jay from Jay's 2 Cents has a video from a while back about cable management, and in it, at the very beginning, he says, I'm not doing the Corsair Commander Pro cables because that's just ridiculous. Well, that's where we are. Till next time, friends. Good luck out there. Have some fun. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.